What up, YouTube? We are back with yet another Warcraft Rumble video. In this one, guys, we are covering how to beat Gehennas and Shazzrah, I believe is how you say their name. It's basically the red guy and the blue guy in Warcraft Rumble in the raid in the Molten core. But before we cover it, guys, I do want to give a huge shout out to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video and the overall channel. It's been an absolute joy working with them, and I'm really enjoying the content. And I'm here to help you guys beat a little bit more of these raid bosses. So first things first, if you notice that the screen is a little bit skinnier than normal, this was recorded on my phone because I was not at my PC ready to play. One of the great things about Warcraft Rumble is that you can play it wherever you are because it is on your mobile phone. So this was pre-recorded on my phone, and I'm going to talk through how we killed it, some of the strategies, and how you can beat it yourself, and things that we could have done better because, you know, trial and error. This was the first time we cleared it, and with the raid getting ready to come back out or already out by the time you see this, it's really good that you understand what to do to make it better. Now, I have a lot of other videos on the other leaders already that were in this Molten Core raid, so if you haven't seen those, make sure you go check them out. But with it coming and or already here and or coming back, but depending on when you see this video, I do want to make sure you guys get all the tips and tricks that you need. So once again, if you want to play Warcraft Rumble for totally for free, click the link in the description of the video and or in the pinned comment. It is there for you to download totally for free, and you also can enjoy raids once you progress your account to the right point. Now, let's go ahead and start playing and watch it. So, first things first, this is, of course, in the raid, so it is a duo situation. I forgot even who I was using. Okay, I was using Maeve, and they were using, what's her name, Corin? Oh, gosh. Anyway, person from Thunderbluff, the Tauren. So, I immediately was about to put something on their side. And now that's one of the cool things to note is that it does show you where you need to go in order to sort of benefit what side you can summon units on. So he's on the left side, I'm on the right side. We can both summon in the middle, but we are tied to that specific side to summon on. Biggest thing with the core hounds is harpies. Harpies is by far the easiest thing to do to take care of most units in the raids, such as core hounds as well as the fire elementals. Harpies are just my go-to. You can see that I dropped my quill burrow on top of the turret in order to get the harpies through. And you can see that I'm basically just building up to, and now I'm on the boss already. I'm on one of the two bosses. So the biggest trick here is recognizing when the boss is getting ready to do their special abilities, which we'll talk through as we see them. Right now, we're just doing some pretty decent damage, admittedly. The other boss is on my partner, which is perfect teamwork there. They do sort of walk in tandem around this middle section together. The middle turret is not particularly useful until the last part of the phase where you've downed at least one of the bosses. And if you try to push that middle turret, you see the bosses walk right by it. It is, so you have to interrupt this. First things first, pause. Finish my thought on the turret. The turret is just impossible to maintain, so I would highly recommend just letting it go until you kill one of the bosses, and at that point you can switch to transitioning to that turret, focus it down, and then we'll get to what happens after that. But when you see this mechanic and you see this summoner, if you will, start summoning for living bomb, you have to interrupt it, guys. It's so critical that you interrupt it because otherwise it's just going to wipe out your turret and you have to go through the whole process all over again. The time can be against you if you don't interrupt it because, again, the more you reset the turrets, the harder it's going to be. You can interrupt it. You can see like I do. I have my harpies nearby, which, God, I love my harpies. And then I'm also dropping my save pilot on it. Let's go and continue. So save pilot almost kills it by itself. I did drop my quill barrel just to go ahead and finish the job, though. You can see that I'm checking on my partner at all times. Again, we share the middle lane in terms of responsibility. So I go ahead and put my whelp eggs down in order to answer that. The biggest thing here in this raid is that there's not a lot of units that can kill flying units. There is the occasional pyromancer that you need to deal with, but outside of that, everyone else is melee. So once you kill the pyromancers, flying units are your friends in this one for sure. And then, of course, you want to get as much gold as you can. And see my partner summon harpies down the middle to go ahead and help that middle push because, again, those two units alone can clear basically anything between harpies and whelp eggs. So now we're just sort of resetting. The bosses are now switching sides. I can see that he has a nice push going. We also have the push going middle. I went ahead and put it there, but you can see how much damage we took right at the top right there. It's just so much damage you take from the boss. That's why it's just not worth focusing the turret. I was just trying to not make those whelp eggs and harpies worthless, but they still got obliterated. So we still maintain our turret pressure. You can see I have a lot of damage on this guy, and now I'm getting ready. I have my okay, I knew this was coming, so I go ahead and do my save pilot, and everything else there. So I got my cool burrow as well that killed him. So living bomb will not cast, and I'm able to poke a decent amount on the boss. I see that our base is getting killed, so again I focus back. Harpies, basically just save harpies for either if you lose your base, your turrets on the side, or if you get basically any amount of pressure down the middle lane. That's basically all you have to do for defense, guys, is just harpies and or whelp eggs. Now I'm going to try to sneak a little bit of gold. Now I did get a nice rotation on the boss, so that way my safe pilot is doing additional damage. Again, my harpies are just going out to die now, which kind of stinks. Now I'm going to get so the pyromancer is up, and he's the only one that is super annoying. You can see right there, took out my whelp eggs. Otherwise, that would have led to a ton of damage. My positioning on the Maeve was pretty awful because it got hit by that pyromancer. Just really unlucky timing there. You can see my teammate is also summoning his unbound units on the red boss. I want to say that's Gehennas, but I could be wrong there. Don't quote me on that. Now, once again, we have the Warsong Grunts and the Warsong Raider, being summoned and cannot be killed. They cannot touch my harpies. So harpies just obliterates them with the poison fangs. Just flies right through it. You can see whelp eggs as well. Now we got a nice push going. I did see the pyromancer was summoned, so I threw my cool barrel up top to make sure that it did not hit my flying units. Now I also have my rock guy ready to go. I forgot his name. Earth Elemental, that's his name. So this last attack here should hit the quill barrel, probably get some splash damage on my flying units, but they won't kill the quill barrel, and then that's why I have my Earth Elemental dropping behind. And unfortunately, it did kill everything. So did not get the rotation I wanted there, but now we're able to just really burst down the boss a little bit more. Now I put my Eve strategically between these two units, hopefully trying to kill them both, and I did kill the one and get some more damage on the boss. Unfortunately, that's the sort of goal here. My teammate did struggle a little bit with keeping his turret, which is fine. It happens. I maintained control of both the middle lane and my lane in order to counteract that. I want to say this might actually get off this time. Nope. Okay, the cool burrow was able to do it by himself, which is perfect. Oh, and I had whelp eggs. I didn't see the whelp eggs there spawn right away. So again, the whelp eggs burn down the rest of it. The blue guy is just super annoying. He's going to be the last one you want to kill. The red one you can literally just poke down. It's he does more physical damage, and the other one is more the caster. So we focus physical first, and then focus down the caster because the AoE damage alone is just obnoxious with this guy. All right, so he's almost dead there. You can see the boss's health is shared at the very top. So one boss is down. So Gehennas is dead, and now we have just the last boss. Now his leader is able to get a little bit of additional damage. That was a nice summon on the Frostwolf Shaman in order to keep him up a little bit longer. But you can see now he's transitioning to that single target attack instead of the AoE damage, which makes it a little bit easier to handle. Oh, he's still doing AoE. So now is where we start to prioritize the turret a little bit more. Again, maintaining the flying units for all of these ground units. There's close to no flying units in this fight. But now I know that I can take this a little bit easier with all of my unbound units. So unfortunately, my teammate did lose his base again, which is fine. I tried really hard. I just got an answer ready to go for harpies, so I was able to cheat that a little bit and then just have them go mid. Now, unfortunately, we did end up losing my pressure on the turret in the process because the boss did walk that way. Now you see the boss did an unofficial phase change where he went to the top of the screen. So he literally teleported once he gets to a certain amount of health to the point where he's like, I don't want to circle anymore, and now he just stays up there. So now is where you progress all your units, get your death balls ready, and just focus down this last boss. So it's very, very easy to do at this point. Again, you get the turret so you can summon faster, and you just overwhelm the boss at this point. Again, basically the main strategy here is all in your deck. If you pick the right deck from the beginning, you'll be in great shape. Again, it doesn't matter what leader it is, as long as you have those two flying units, both in the whelps and the harpies. And then you focus down the red boss first because he does all the primary attacks. Get this guy alone and get him stuck over the top, and then you can just, slowly chip away at him, which is what we do. Now, keep in mind, there's 30 seconds left, but of course, there was overtime if we needed it. I can't remember if we went into overtime or not in this one, but once again, because if you guys are wondering why the image is so squished, this was pre-recorded on my phone. I wasn't able to have it connected to my computer with a sort of wider version. So there you go. That is the boss down. Nice little win there. Felt good. And we got whelp eggs, which felt pretty appropriate for the right experience going to them. And then go ahead and get our honor. I can't remember if this was the third or fourth one. Yeah, this was the third one. So we get our honor, and that's about it. So got a little bit of a bug there when we were going to claim it. And then we just go ahead and say GG's. See, even you can see in the chat, Shalan Elemental pushing tower, safe pilot to nuke the AoE guy. So you can see in the chat, me and Com are saying harpies for core hounds, and I did switch my leaders going into that last fight. Not that it was necessary. It definitely helped our situation. Com is a slightly lower leader level than I was, so that's where we had to have a little bit different strategy going into it. Now going into it again, I now have deep breath. I did beat Onyxia, which you will likely see in the video soon. But this was actually super exciting. We were excited to down it. It took us a lot of tries, guys. So if this is one that you're stuck on, the biggest thing here is that while you do get a lot of pressure from a lot of different things, just keep in mind focusing down the pyromancers and then using the flying units for everything else, and then just make sure you kill living bomb. And then outside of those two focus points, you just want to kill the red boss first, and then your life is a whole lot easier in this fight. Hopefully this helps you guys. Again, the leaders do not matter. That's why I'm not recommending a certain leader for this fight, but you can do it with basically any leader. The biggest thing is just the minis that you choose being harpies, as well as safe pilot for the pyro or the living bomb cast, as well as your whelp eggs. You just need those 3 units. Outside of that, you can do whatever you want, honestly. But once again, thank you so much to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video, and I hope to see you guys in a video soon. Make sure you click the link in the description as well as the pinned comment to download Warcraft Rumble totally for free. Hope to see you in a video soon.